Sound to bar.
Then I sent the message out telling all the fiends that
Trying to make rent, I was never home. Digital skills and a second phone. Blue cheese plants on my cheddar grow. Moved a little snow, that ain't nothing but the weather cold. Hot-headed, but you better know I lead my team to the wind like Keane into rim with that header though. I raised broke, so I really need some better goals. Instead of just dreams to share sheets with centerfolds. Still have nightmares of letting metal blow. Got a couple brothers on the wing in that Beckham roll. Guess I turned an L to a lesson, bro. Cause I lost a lot of brothers that are looking on from heaven. So I'm lucky pouring liquor as I live another episode. Lungs looking like my liver lately. But I'm in love with this loud that I'm getting though. I set pace, listen out for the metronome.
Yes, people, and welcome back to GavGoesIn. Guys, first show, United Uncensored. Listen, we promised that we'll be giving you this show, so it's definitely going to be every Thursday. Obviously, the time's normally going to be at 8 p.m., but obviously today we thought we'd just change the time up because we both got a couple of things to do. So yeah, listen, this is going to be a regular stream, myself and Fitz. So yeah, make sure you guys tune in if you're Manchester United fans, or even if you're other fans of other teams. Again, this is going to be purely a Man United chat. So yeah, keep your questions, keep your comments coming through, and yeah, keep supporting the channel. And guys, big up to everyone as well that came through yesterday with myself and TMJ. You know, apologies for I just clocked that there was something that I didn't press on the bloody on the laptop, man. As if you're viewing from a phone, it might have looked a bit odd, but I managed to sort it out, man. So I'll make sure in the future that those things don't happen again. But yeah, no. Other than that, Fitz, what you saying, my guy?
Yeah, man. Same old, same. Fucking just decorating bullshit. You know, there's trying to get everything done that needs to be done before the summer's finished.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, just fucking. I'm there. What are you telling me, bro? You good?
Yeah, man, all good. I mean, yesterday, to be fair, yesterday was actually a good day, man. Baleba, you know, being announced, and you know, as I said before, guys, I did tell you this a couple of months ago. You know, he was definitely signing and looking like he's on the verge, you know, of completing that move to United. And obviously the show yesterday with, as I mentioned, TMJ as well. So yeah, man, other than that, I'm all good, man. I'm all good. I'm just looking forward to this season starting. Obviously, Arsenal kicking it off on Friday against Coventry. So yeah, man, I think United against Hull on Saturday. I expect us to just be winning that comfortably. You know, I know obviously first game of the season, but I expect it to be comfortable, man. And I'm just looking forward to the season starting, man, and looking forward to seeing what else business that we do, man. So, yeah, man, all good. Big up to Babs One Diva as well. Each and every time says big up Gavin Fitz. Yep, big up yourself. And guys, as always, when you come through, make sure you are smashing that like button. You are subbing to the channel if you're new in here. And as I said, me and Fitz will be back every week, every Thursday. It's normally going to be at 8 p.m. So today, obviously, is a different time, as I said earlier. But listen, let's get it underway anyway. You know, I've had my say on the likes of what's this? Which striker would you like, my guy? I'll get back to that in a minute. Fitz, I think there's some repeating, bro, when I'm speaking on your side, you know.
What? Let me just turn this volume down. Is that better?
Yo, yeah, much. It's still repeating.
Too loud, that's it.
Oh. So yeah, it feels like I can still hear myself. Hello?
I can turn it a bit lower, but fucking now you're putting my eardrums to the test, my bro.
Let me. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can still hear it a bit, but it's cool, man. I'll just deal with it. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I've had my say, guys, on Carlos Baleba yesterday. I want to see what Fitz is thinking of that signing. You know, because we both more or less got it spot on. But Fitz obviously has a bit of a different angle on the Baleba one. So Fitz, bro, yeah, what do you think of this deal so far? Then this deal with Baleba that hasn't got over the line yet, but it's pretty on its way, in it.
For me, like, to be fair, like when you said like months ago, fucking, it's locked in, it's definitely happening. Like obviously, I was like, well, it makes sense. We'd already kind of spoke to him last summer. Should realistically have been the first deal across the line, innit? But when I seen Santos and Tielemans come in, and it like there was a lot of silence and was talk of we've closed down that deal with Baleba. What they're asking is too much. Obviously, the first thing I thought was they're literally thinking, for that money, let's try and get a bigger name. Okay, if we're gonna pay that money, why not? Because especially if someone like Camavinga's available and we're gonna have to pay 60, 70 million. Why not put that 60, 70 million into a Baleba or a Tuchemeni, or, you know what I mean? 'Cause I even seen something about, we inquired about Gavi at fucking Barca, innit?
Gavi?
Bro, you know their fucking valuation of Gavi was fucking 35 mil.
No way.
Swear to God. So we inquired, but Gavi turned around and said, nah, I want to stay at Barca, obviously, La Masia and all that, innit? So,
yeah.
But yeah,
I'm actually surprised they're actually entertaining offers for someone that has actually come through their system, which is mad.
But you've got to remember though, now their midfield is fucking stacked, bro. Between Pedri, De Jong, fucking Rodri, like he might be looking at it like, am I gonna get a game?
Yeah, but the thing is, De Jong's injury prone, though, isn't it?
Huh?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
De Jong's injury prone, so.
I hear it, but maybe they've got eyes on another. Like, I don't know with Barca, innit? Like, fucking where the things have happened, innit? Where the things have happened in football. But obviously, I seen something about, and this was only recently that we inquired about Gavi. So clearly, we wanted that blockbuster signing. Because they even announced it when they said like 150 mil for 3 midfielders. Fucking, there was like, we want a youngster, Santos. You know what I mean? We want someone that can fit into the first team, but doesn't have to be a guaranteed week in, week out. He has to play. Tielemans. And then you had a star signing, a Casemiro replacement. That's not Baleba. As good as as highly as I rate Baleba, and as good as I think he is, it's not a blockbuster deal. It's not that marquee signing that everyone was talking about. You know what I mean? Especially like a lot of people, I know, like a lot of other like club supporters will turn around and say, well, he had one good season. I seen Clock rage baiting with half his comment yesterday, and it was like one good season to get replaced by Milner. Like, oh, bro, he had me. But then obviously when he's saying like, nah, he's a chunk, he can put the ball about too. Like, fair enough. At least like man sees the positives in it and all the potential. But yeah, like last season, it wasn't really anything to speak about, and I know everyone can turn around and say it's because he wanted to be at United, but still, like that to me is scary that we're signing a man that wanted to play for another club so bad that he had a poor season. That to me isn't.
Yeah, I think though, yeah, that could be taken in two ways though, innit? Because again, people can look at it and say, you know, do you want someone like that really shows that he can down tools really for another club? Because if when he does come to United, you know, people might say he could even do that to us. So
yeah. Say he has a fallout with Carrick. Say he has a fallout with Carrick, and you know what I mean, he wants to down tools like that. That's the thing for me. We've had a lot of quality players that you can tell they're happy to down tools on a manager when it comes to it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's been the problem in the past. Like, that's why we've gone through so many fucking managers, because there are a lot of players there that will down tools. I'm not gonna lie, fucking just to name a few, which are meant to be the leaders, like behind the scenes, like people like Luke Shaw. If he's not injured, I've seen him down tools before where he's just having an atrocious fucking few games. Yeah. Same way you see it with fucking. You've seen it with Rashford. You've seen it with Sancho. Bro, I swear we even seen it with Pogba towards the end. You know what I mean? It's like as
I mean,
good
yeah,
as these
you
men
could argue
are.
there's a few. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that attitude like that. That's the thing. Like people talk about United's a difficult club to go to and play at because it is because obviously you're under the microscope every year by everyone, your own fans and rival fans, because everyone loves to see United's downfall because how dominant we've been. You know what I mean? So now it's one of them is paying big money for a man that can down tools on you. Is that the best way? Because say fucking Barca comes sniffing in 3 seasons and he turns around and says, I want to go, and we're saying, well, we want X amount and they ain't matching it. Bro, same shit happens. You know what I mean? I can see it. And to
The
be
only
fair,
thing, the only things I would say though, yeah, I would like. I hear that, yeah, but I would like to think, like, and again, I could be wrong with this, yeah, but he just might be literally a Man United fan and love United that much that he's willing to do anything he can just to get his dream move to United, innit? That's the way that I kind of see it.
I hear
Although
it.
I do understand people saying though, yeah, that there is a bit of doubt that a player can do that at another club. And if you get him at your club, he can go and do that to you. So I do understand that. I think for me, the thing with Baleba, yeah, and as I've always stuck to, and you know, it was surprising for me, yeah, that I didn't see anyone really touch on this. The fact that United have got Baleba, you know, as everyone knows anyway, that's been watching the channel for any time, you know, our number one was Eduardo Camavinga. But my thing has always been, we have to sign a left-footed central midfielder, you know, just purely for the balance for the team. And where I can credit Ineos, yeah, is that I actually believe Ineos have that in their mind of getting a left-footed central midfielder. I think Ineos have come into this window, yeah. Yes, granted, they might have had other players on their list, but the very fact that Baleba's been the one that they've actually gone to, yeah, and he's left-footed, I have to believe they had that in their thinking the whole time, because I was talking to people that were saying to me that, you know, a left-footed central midfielder isn't important, because if you're a top player, you'll be able to take the ball in any position on your back foot, any part of the pitch. But again, if you've got players that are naturally that footed on that side of the pitch, it just makes it easier so you can distribute the ball out to the flanks, basically. So the fact that they've got Baleba in there is great business for me in terms of the kind of profile of player that he is, you know. And I think the price as well that he's potentially going to cost, you know, Brighton were quoting what, you know, about 100 million last summer, which, as we know, Baleba's not £100 million player. But then again, there ain't too many players in world football that are that. To think that United are going to get him for considerably less money, yeah, and again, he's 22, you know, left-footed, fairly press-resistant, a decent passer. You know, his his short-range passing ain't great, but he's not being brought in for his short-range passing anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things for me. I look at this deal, and purely because he's left-footed, it's even better, because we've got a lack of left-footers, you know, in the squad in comparison to right-footed players, and not to mention central midfield, we have no one. So bringing him in for me is an even better deal. You know, Camavinga, Adam Wharton, they're two players that I would love United to sign, but Wharton, I don't think Wharton was not going to happen. And again, we're seeing today that City are in for him, which has been dismissed. And obviously Camavinga, it's looking like he's digging his heels in still. So just the fact that he's left-footed, man, is a massive deal for me in that sense, because it enables us to play better football as well, knowing that you've got a left-footed player on that side of the pitch. So I'm happy with it.
The one thing though I would say is I only credit Ineos for the actual business side of it. So like I'll credit Ineos for the Tielemans and the Santos. Yeah, because obviously fairly cheap deals, kept it under the radar. I feel like that was like shrewd business, you know what I mean? I know that Wilcox plays a massive part in all that shit, but considering once we'd signed Tielemans and Santos, if you look at the list of players that were constantly getting linked with us from midfield, they were all left-footed. So I personally, I prefer to give that props to Carrick or Wilcox. Personally, I think it's more Carrick, because obviously I know in today's age, the way that it'll happen is Wilcox will give a list of players to fucking Carrick, and Carrick will put them in an order of priority. You know what I mean? So, like, for me, I feel like seeing that Camavinga was linked, Baleba was linked, Wharton was linked, it's like all these men left foot. That's not a coincidence. You know what I mean? And like Ineos, they're the money, they're the bank. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when we do get a cheap deal across the line, I'll credit them, even though it's almost begrudging, because in the back of my mind, I know full well that yeah, they're happy to pay 35 mil for Tielemans. But the second that a quote comes in that's actually makes sense, because Tielemans for 35 mil doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's like, for me...
Bro, I'll go as far and say, yeah, for value for money, I would say that has to be up there with the best business the Premier League's ever done, in terms of a signing in the Premier League. I don't know a player of that quality, yeah, that's within the Premier League that you're getting for 35 million. I don't know a player.
No, I hear it. To be fair, I'm just fucking searching something now just to fucking get the actual fucking price that we paid for him. But for some reason, fucking...
Go on, while you're doing that, let me just go on some of the comments, yeah? Which striker would you like, my guy? Listen, we'll get into the striker talk after. For me, I don't think. Well, I'm hoping Xerxes doesn't go anyway. But I don't think. In actual fact, we'll touch on it now. Actually, just while we're here. So for me, Xerxes is not going to leave. You know what I mean? And what I would say, yeah, is that Man United don't need to go and sign a striker. They don't. You've got Xerxes, Sesko, Embuemo, Cunha, Rashford. These guys can all play in the forward area, yeah? And not to mention as well, tell me what strikers out there that improves Manchester United, that is realistic, that United can get. Because I've said this so many times, the striker market is dead. There's no strikers of real quality that United can get that really improves them. There's not. Harry Kane, as I said, him, Lewandowski, you know, they're both at the wrong end of 30, really. They're on their way out, you would say. You know, and then you look at Mbappe's a left winger, but he plays through the middle for Real Madrid. Again, you're not getting him. Haaland, you're not getting him. And then where else are we going? We're not going to get Julian Alvarez. We're not getting João Pedro. These are all false nine type of strikers. You know, Victor Osimhen, I don't want him. I don't think he's good enough. So again, there's no strikers really in world football that you can actually say that's going to improve United. And again, Man United score goals, so I'm not really fussed about United in the market for a striker. I'm not, because we got players that can score goals, you know, and Carrick can obviously always, you know, change things up and play these guys in the forward line. So yeah, I don't think we don't get a striker. And again, there's no one really out there. So yeah, I'm not remotely fussed about that. Big up to Foxy Danny, says big up Gavin Fitz. Yeah, big up yourself each and every time. This nonsense about Milner. Milner started 7 games last season. Yeah, but again, you know what it is? This Milner starting over Baleba, it was just so, you know, it's to influence other fans to say, let's not go and sign Baleba. That's all it is. Like, if Milner was starting ahead of Baleba, like that shouldn't really mean too much for me personally, because I'm purely looking at what Baleba is going to give us. That's all it comes down to. So whether Fabian Herzler was starting Milner ahead of Baleba, in the grand scheme of things, it's not really mattering for what he's going to provide United. So for me, I'm not remotely fussed about that. I just look at what Baleba's qualities are in terms of what we haven't got in the squad, and he's going to add to that. So that's how I kind of see it, really. You know. Yeah, bro. Go on. We saying?
No, I was just gonna say, fucking. For me, obviously, the best deal that has ever happened, I still stand by Fergie. You know who Fergie's credited, innit?
Who's that?
Dennis Irwin. Best
Oh
pound
yeah.
signing. 650k. Yeah.
Mm.
And in like if you do the inflation today, you know what that's worth?
Probably about 20 mil or something, probably.
1.9.
1.9 mil.
1.9 mil. And the man stayed for 12 years, played 529 games. Yeah, won 7 Prems, 2 FA Cups, and a Champions League.
Yeah.
Best business.
I don't think that can be beaten personally.
It can't. Like Fergie nailed it. Like fucking yeah, man. I stand by Irwin, but the only thing about that is he signed in 1990, so it was 2 years for the Premier League actually began. So he doesn't fall into a Premier League signing, but he was a Premier League player for fucking 10 years, like with us. So yeah. Man, I'm gotta say Dennis Irwin's the best business that we've ever done. But bro, I'm not gonna lie, the best business ever done by a Premier League team has to be Bolton signing JJ Okocha on a free. that still to this day, knowing that the man drove from Paris to Bolton, he had to drive through London, past all them London clubs, past fucking Old Trafford to go to the fucking Reebok, bro.
Yeah, it's with Okocha, it's one of them things where, you know, there should have been a ban on Bolton signing. It should never have happened. You know what I mean? They should have been docked points for even trying. You know what I'm trying to say?
Bro, the audacity of Sam Allardyce to do that is fucking incredible. I still to this day it annoys the fuck out of me. Knowing like you know the Forlan story, innit?
No, not properly.
One sec, let me just check who he was gonna sign for. Just so I don't fuck the story up, because basically he was going to sign for another Premier League team.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other team, I swear it was Sunderland. Middlesbrough. So he was going to Middlesbrough, yeah. McLaren was there, like part of the. I think he might have been in charge, or he was fucking part of the fucking squad anyway, in it, like obviously behind the scenes. So he's told the story, yeah, that fucking they've flown Forlan over to fucking Gatwick or somewhere, yeah, and then they're waiting for the transfer basically to get the next one. 2-2s, get a phone call, yo, fucking everything good, everything on track. Yeah, Forlan's just gone to the toilet. Who's gone with him? No one. What do you mean no one? Go and find him now. Bro, they've gone to look for him. They can't find him. Fucking 4 or 5 hours later, it's come up on Sky News about United signed Forlan. Bro, we got Middlesbrough to pay for his flights and then nicked him. How the fuck we did that with Diego Forlan, but let JJ Okocha drive straight past us? Bro, fuming.
The thing is, though, the only thing with Okocha, yeah, who was playing in that midfield wide area, it would have been like Giggs, Scholes, Keane. So I can only imagine that, you know, Ferguson probably looked at it as saying there's not really a need for that player in comparison to what we've got. Obviously, us fans, innit, we're going to say, listen, we don't care about that. Just go and sign JJ. But, you know what I mean? I'm just thinking Ferguson probably didn't have a need for that position because for him to end up Bolton, yeah, him, even man like Yuri Djorkaeff as well, yeah, for them to end up at Bolton, it didn't really make sense. But we kind of just got on with it. You know what I'm trying to say? But
all right, so one sec, because I've got the United team from the season that Okocha signed, yeah. So we had, I'm just gonna read all the midfielders because obviously he could have gone into the centre and played a bit more of an attacking midfielder kind of thing, innit? But so we had Nicky Butt, Juan Sebastian Veron, Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, Darren Fletcher, David Beckham, Ryan Giggs. He weren't getting a game. He weren't getting a game. And then up front we had fucking Rude, Solskjaer, and Forlan.
You know what I would say? You know what I'd say though, yeah? Just based on all those names you said, I would have found a place for a Kocha, personally. I would have.
Bear in mind, 2002. What? It was 2, 3. No. I think it was 2 seasons later. It was 2004. He went to Madrid, innit?
Yeah, I think it was 2004.
Yeah. Let me just double check that.
It would have been around there.
But that's what I'm saying. So obviously, fucking, if you remember, the tension with Bex and Fergie wasn't just that season. It wasn't just like a quick, there was a problem and he's gone. There was a bit of growing tension for time. Like Beckham came in with a mohawk and fucking Fergie made him shave it off, and then he's pissed at him because you got a skinhead. You know what I mean? Like all these little incidents that popped up. To be fair, knowing full well that a Kocha can go out on the right, fucking, I'd have had him there as Beckham's backup initially, especially on a free. Have him as backup for Bex, and obviously just he'll be the step in when Bex goes. But obviously, if that had happened, we wouldn't have been linked with Dino. We wouldn't have been fucking
Ronaldo
in the situation where we got Cristiano in the end. You know what I mean? Like, because if we'd have took a Kocha, that could have changed the whole landscape of football. Because bear in mind, like fucking when we sold Bex to Madrid, fucking Barcelona only took Rivaldo because we basically agreed shit with Barca, and then Madrid came in, and apparently like Bex was told by fucking management like, yo, we want you to go to Madrid. You know what I mean? Because obviously there's been a link with Madrid and United ever since fucking the Busby Babes, innit? Like they wanted to loan us Di Stefano. You get me? Like ever since then, like yo, there's a big fucking link there. So if Madrid come in and another club do, we encourage players to go to Madrid.
Yeah,
which is kind of fucked up still. But if we hadn't have done that, because we did that, they came in and said, right, okay, what you think you're signing Ronaldinho as his replacement? Dickheads, watch this. You know what I mean? He's Brazilian. He's gonna love the beaches here. Fuck.
I ain't gonna lie, yeah. When we were linked with Ronaldinho, boy, I swear to God, man, I was thinking, yeah, my club can do anything, boy. And then when he got snatched away from Barca, bro, I was devastated, man. I couldn't. You know, it's one of them things, yeah, where I literally thought we had him in the bag. I was thinking, wait a minute, we're getting a baller like that at United. It just seems too good to be true. And then even part of me, Fitz, yeah, was saying, yeah, Ronaldinho shouldn't be at United. If I'm being honest, like he should be.
Nah.
No, bro, I'll be honest with you, man. I never thought Ronaldinho should be here, but I was just praying in it, yeah. And I was thinking, wait, we're gonna get Ronaldinho seriously, yeah? And then Barca just come in, and the rest is history, man. And yeah, but we've had it to so many players, man. Eden Hazard's another one, you know. I would have. Yeah. I'll be honest with you, yeah. I would have. Me personally, yeah. I know Ronaldo had a great career at United, but I was more Hazard than Ronaldo. The fact that we missed out on Hazard was crushing, man. But
the thing I spoke about this the other day to my boy, like one day we should actually do this, like when we get through all the teams and then we do the actual like 2 teams and make the ultimate all-time 11 for each team. Once we've got through all that, bro, a United 11 that could have been, it would be fucking ridiculous. It would be fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? Kind of like, don't forget, Bro, Fergie went in for Del Piero when they got relegated. Del Piero was just
Iron Robin as well.
yeah. Schneider, if you remember, was fucking heavy into the Schneider one. Fucking bro, we've had so many that could have been, but that's the thing. All these could have beens, and then you go through like when we've been doing the all-time 11s, you go through the players that we've had. It's like fucking hell, they'd have just been one of many though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for me, fucking, if we'd have got Hazard at that time, I swear we still had Cristiano. Imagine Cristiano on the right, Hazard on the left, and fucking Rooney up top. Oh my god,
bro!
With Stones still running shit in the middle. Oh my god. But
bro, that three there, yeah, is not as good for me, yeah. But that's like an MSN. That's like an MSN kind of front line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To be fair, my boy said exactly that. That would have been MSN before MSN. Like, to be fair, yeah. Like for me, MSN is one of them. Like, I don't think you can touch it. You know what I mean? It is ridiculous. But like, bro, like, let's not forget. Fucking when we had the front three of Ronaldo, Rooney, Tevez, well, that was ridiculous. That was fucking ridiculous, but that comes nowhere close to MSN. That's how far gone MSN is in that talk. Like
that three there, man, had everything. You know what I'm trying to say? I think the only thing you would say that MSN didn't have, which really and truly doesn't really matter, is outrageous pace. You know what I mean? They all had like decent pace. But when I'm saying outrageous pace, I'm talking about pace like an Mbappe or someone like that. But those guys didn't need it really because they were just that good. But yeah, Rooney, Tevez, and Ronaldo, I'd probably go as far and say that period there was my favorite Man United period. Probably one of my favorite United periods. Bro, we were smoking everyone, and it was enjoyable to watch as well.
Yeah, nah. I loved that shit, but I don't know. Just for the simple fact of obviously the front three thing wasn't even a thing when I was when I fell in love with football kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? So it's for me, it's that old 4-4-2 where one's a 9 and one's a 10 up top, you know what I mean? Like one's just gonna drop back. But fucking for me, like the struggle, not like the gritty fight side of it.
Yeah, I think you're frozen, bro.
Tussling with Arsenal, like for the title and for the FA Cup, and like winning doubles, back-to-back doubles and shit, and bro, like them times there. Obviously, I was still so young, I couldn't really appreciate it, but I still made the most of it. Like I did know everything, you know what I mean? Like going into school around City fans and that, man, we're getting the smoke, bro. But even like when I look back now in hindsight, it's like, yeah, I like that gritty. Like it wasn't guaranteed. As good as the squad that we had was, like nothing was guaranteed. You just knew we're competing and we want it. You know what I mean? But like, fucking hell, like the season before the treble, fucking I swear Arsenal done the double, didn't they? It's like, fuck me, like that wasn't a nice feeling, you know what I mean? But then to go next season to the treble, I feel like that made it even better. Because imagine we won the double the season before and then the treble. Like we wouldn't have appreciated the treble as much no more, because it'd have been like our third or fourth double in X amount of years. But realistically, that's that struggle side of it. And like watching the players that we were playing against and the teams that we were coming up against, like bro, fucking coming up against fucking Vialli when he was a player manager with fucking Zola in the team and Desai and shit. And then you go across to Arsenal, you've got Henry, fucking Ian Wright, fucking Bergkamp, Vieira and that. Like it just felt more fun to watch. And like I say, even in hindsight, I love going back to them old games and just watching, like, bro, the amount of 90 minutes I've repeated Like, I've watched it as a kid, and now I've come back as an adult and enjoyed it properly with like full understanding. You know what I'm saying, bro? Fucking ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And so, like I say, for me, it might be partly nostalgia because of obviously them times I'm a kid. I'm loving life. You know what I mean? So it's like maybe part of that is influencing it, but nah, I feel like that the Cole Cantona period, and then when Cantona left, there was like one season where it was like it didn't really click for me in it, where it was Sheringham's the replacement. But then when we brought in the White York, shit just felt good, bro. Like that treble season, like when we got to the fact of we've got 2 finals in fucking like well we've got 3 games in, I think it was 12 days that was like cement the treble in it. We've got to win the last game of the season, we've got to win the FA Cup final, and we've got to go and win at the Nou Camp. Like, before all that though, if you actually remember, like the season was very entertaining. We got off to a shaky start, you know, bro. Now that 99 season was not all fucking like sunshine and fucking rainbows. It was a tight one, because don't forget, Bex had just come back from the World Cup. Everyone was fucking booing him. You know what I mean? Fucking burning his shirts and all that shit. Fucking we just brought in York, and he's getting passed around to try and partner up with everyone. I think it took a couple of months. I think it might have been 2 or 3 months before Fergie even thought to put Cole and York together.
Yeah, I remember, because I swear it was Cole. Was it Cole and Sheringham, or
it was either Cole and Sheringham, or Cole and Solskjaer, or York and fucking Sheringham or Solskjaer. Like he just didn't play the 2 together in it, and then when he did, it's fucking magic. So it's like you've got the redemption arc for Bex, because by the end of the season, no one was talking about the World Cup anymore. You know what I mean? And then obviously you've got the Cole and York partnership there, and then the whole Scholes and Keane just dominated the midfield throughout the whole fucking season. And then fucking the semi-final against Juve, they both get booked, miss the final. Like, fucking hell, Nicky Butt's got to step up now, you get me? And we've got to fucking throw fucking Bex in in the centre. And it was mad. It was mad. Like, just looking at that, just pull up for me, just pull up United starting 11 versus Bayern Munich in 99 final. Bro, it's fucking insane to see.
I can probably remember it now. Blomqvist, Giggs.
Blomqvist on the left, Giggs on the right. But Cole and Bex in the middle.
Yeah.
Then you had Stam and Johnson at centre back, Gary Neville, and who was at left back? No, one sec. It would have been Irwin, probably. Yeah, it definitely would have been Irwin. But then obviously up top started with Cole and York in it, and then through the game, I think he took off midfielders in the end. I think Cole came off.
It was Michael Neville, Ronnie Johnson, Yap Stam, Dennis Irwin, Giggs, Beckham, Butt, Blomqvist, York and Cole.
But considering everyone, when you talk about like fucking one of the greatest fucking United sides, you're gonna like the Irwin's on the left, Neville's on the right, Stam's in the middle. Obviously, you'd probably replace Johnson. Schmeichel's in net though. You know what I mean? Yeah. York and Cole up top, but then that midfield, we'd never put Beckham in the middle with Butt and put Blomqvist on the left with Giggs on the right. That did not happen, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's like the fact that we played 90 minutes with that, like that's insane, bro. And still, man, like nah, the story. There's so many little subplots. Like for me, that season's almost a movie. There's so many little subplots and twists and turns, and bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, yo, did you watch the 99 fucking documentary?
Bro, I've not had time to watch it, to be honest, man. I've not had time to watch it.
It is long. It's like 3 hours in it, but yeah,
Yeah.
it'll bring back some fucking good memories for you, man. And to be fair, like I didn't even know something from there. Like before Fergie fucking before that season started, Fergie handed in his notice.
I never even knew that.
Neville said the same thing. I never knew. Like, what the fuck? Like, but yeah, he felt like the board weren't sufficiently backing him. No, like how everyone likes to say Fergie was constantly breaking fucking transfer records and outspent everybody else. He didn't. If you actually go through it, like who's been the top spenders throughout Fergie's fucking tenure, I think there was 3 seasons that he was like United had spent more than anybody else. We got outspent by fucking everyone every season, and fucking Fergie was trying to tell them like, look, we lost Cantona, we brought in Sheringham, that's not quite clicked properly. We definitely need to invest. We need to do something. Obviously, he wasn't getting the response that he wanted, so he handed in his notice. And obviously, fucking, they must have turned around and said, "Fine, we'll do what you want." In it, I'm presuming it would have been over York, because we paid big money for York at the time. I don't think the club would have wanted to spend it on a fucking Villa player.
Well, that's mad.
So, but he handed in his notice and they had to accept it. And then obviously he come back like a week later or something and said, "Yeah, I'll stay." He's like, "Good." So they just got rid of it and forgot all about it.
And then the rest is history. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. But that's what I'm saying. Watch that documentary and you'll understand. Like, yeah, partly nostalgia, but fucking there's reasons, there's stories and subplots in that bitch. Like, it's crazy what was going on at the time. Like, but yeah, man. Like I said,
I never even knew that. Never even knew that.
Yeah, crazy shit, bro. Crazy shit. But that's what I'm saying. Like the whole Rooney, Tevez, Ronaldo. I loved that. Don't get me wrong. I fucking loved it. Obviously, back to back finals. Shit, you can't complain, innit? But like, yeah, for me, if you've got to pick one point in time, it's
99.
It's the 90s. It's the late 90s.
Listen, I hear it, man. I think maybe for me, it's probably a bit more recency bias, isn't it? Because I just like the way we were playing under Ferguson with Carlos Queiroz. I just like that, the way we were playing, because we were just smoking anyone coming our way, man. And some of the goals as well. That's what I enjoyed, man. But listen, I hate the 99 one because. Yeah, listen, man. When you live those times, football was just beautiful, man. Because I think you look at football now, man. You just, I'll give anything, man, to get back those times of what United were doing. And what I would say now, and I think I mentioned this yesterday. I think for the first time in probably 10 years, I would say, of how shit we've been. This is probably the first time I can actually say. It seems to me that Ineos are actually understanding what needs to be done. And let's get it right, I'm not 100% happy with what they're doing. We'll get onto the Bruno Fernandes one in a minute, because this new contract talk is just pissing me off, I have to say, But in terms of, as I say, the signings that we've made, in terms of, even something little as this, the very fact that they hired Carrick rather than Solskjaer, I think this gets ignored as well, because Solskjaer would have been the easy appointment because of nostalgia, innit? But the fact that they hired Carrick in the first place, I'm happy with that because of the way Carrick played football. Because if you're getting a manager, or a coach that played the way you like to see the game being played, you can only think that with enough time, he's going to try and set up his teams to go and do that. You know what I'm trying to say? So the very fact that Ineos hired him over Solskjaer is a massive positive. The signings we've mentioned already, have been good, apart from your guy. And this season, I think this season I'm more in shock in terms of Santos and Tielemans, because I never thought we would get Santos and Tielemans. I didn't think those two players were on the radar. And we've got them too. Baleba, looking like he's coming through as well. Things are looking up, innit? And as we mentioned earlier, You know, Yuri Tillemans, obviously Dennis Irwin's a different case, but I would say Yuri Tillemans for Premier League modern era. Name me a player that's been better value in terms of 35 million, getting a player that is one of the best midfielders in the league.
Cherky. I hate to say it, but Cherky
is one, but what I would say, Cherky's still at the very beginning of his career. So I wouldn't put Cherky
that's
in there.
why, because he is so good, and as much as I fucking hate to say it, he is fucking another. He's a Balotelli. He's a fucking Drogba. Like he's one of them. I hate to see him on the lineup when we're playing. You know
bro,
I mean?
come on, listen. We spoke about this so many times, and I want to forget about it.
But knowing how good he's going to be, or if he follows his the natural trajectory now, and does everything right, what he's gonna be in when it's time for his contract renewal is gonna be insane. You know what I mean? So I feel like long term people will turn around and say Cherky, but as of like for right now, I feel like Tielemans is there a better signing that's been made this window? Because I can't.
Then Yuri Tillemans.
Then Tillemans. When you put in money into the equation, like it's value for money in it. Like I understand big players, very good players have gone to other clubs, but for the price that they've gone for compared to 35 million for Tielemans, I don't see a better deal that's been done.
Bro, I'll be honest now. I'll be honest. The two best signings that have been made this window, one of them's been done by us. So Yuri Tillemans and Rodri. And the reason I say Rodri, is because Rodri's only 28 or 29, He's the best 6 in the world right now. He's gone to Barcelona, for 60 million. Tillemans, as we know, 35 mil. I look at Real Madrid spending 100 odd million on Yan Diamande. That deal there will tell you everything. Football's in the bin. I don't understand how a runner gets bought for that much. It doesn't make any sense to me. Elliot Anderson 116. Morgan Rogers Anderson was 115 or 116. Rogers was 117, I think. Tonali 100 mil. Matthias Fernandez 85. Anthony Gordon about 60. A very good signing from Andre Santos at 48 mil. So again, we have got literally, along with Rodri for me, and there's been other signings as well. You can look at Ezri Konsa going to Arsenal. I actually think Konsa's a good player, and that's going to help Arsenal as well. So 51 million, that's a good deal. I think Aston Villa have shown a lack of ambition by letting him go. Personally, Bruno Guimaraes 75 mil. So for me, we've definitely got the better end of the deal, because I just think to myself, man, that 35 million on Yuri Tillemans, a lot of clubs out there. The only thing I can think of is that a lot of clubs must not have been aware of his release clause, or they probably felt that they've got players.
I love a good conspiracy. You know me, I love a good conspiracy. I think Tielemans told Le Mans at the World Cup. I think Tielemans. Look at the statement he made, because he got fucking backlash about it, because he said something about thank you to Aston Villa and the fans and that. But when there's certain clubs that are bigger, when bigger clubs or something come in, you have to fucking take the opportunity or some shit. But basically, he said United's a bigger club or a better club, you know what I mean? And then he had to put out a statement explaining, like, I didn't mean any disrespect, So I feel like Tielemans would have looked at it as, I want to be at United. So I think he's told Le Mans, because don't forget, there's always been stories about Fergie having fucking people just scouting. Players were scouting at World Cups and getting words in ears. I've heard fucking Neville talking to fucking Terry and Lampard and fucking Gerrard even at one point and shit, you know what I mean? Like, Fergie was notorious for telling players to have a word. So I feel like fucking Carrick would have been on the same shit. Guaranteed he's learnt from the master. World Cup's coming up. Fucking we need a big window. Lads, you know what we need. You know what I mean? Start chatting to the right people. And might have even specifically said, like, yo, have a word with fucking this guy, that guy, that guy. That's what Fergie used to do. So I don't see why Carrick wouldn't.
Yeah, nah, listen, this obviously we're never gonna know, but it does seem like something has definitely been said, because I don't understand how no other teams actually, didn't know that Yuri Tillemans is available for that, because there's no part of me that's gonna think here Man United were the only team that knew he had that release clause.
Nah, 100%. I don't
really
think anyone knew. That's the thing, considering nobody seems to have known about it. Like everyone said that, like whether it be fucking other players that are like fucking obviously in with the club and that. Like I've seen a lot of people discussing it and saying like it's come from nowhere. How the fuck, like, you know what I mean? But
so the thing is, you think Tillemans has told Lamens that's active in his contract? It could be.
Because like the player himself is obviously going to know, and the club that's fucking put it in the contract's gonna know, but they're not gonna go out and make it public knowledge. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, if nobody else knew, how the fuck did we do it? Because unless it's one of them where we've gone in and just put in a bid, and they're saying like, well, technically we can't accept 40 million because he's got a release clause, maybe. But again, I can't see it. There was no discussion about Tielemans at all. You know what I mean? At any point. So the fact that it just come out of the blue from nowhere, like I feel like the Edison thing, when they were looking to sign Edison, they were probably looking at Santos as well, you know what I mean, at the same time. And they probably just thought, you know what, value for money. It's probably better to spend the extra 15 million and fucking get Santos instead. Edison's a bit of a hit and miss, bit injury prone as well. So I feel like that one there was already like we was looking at it. We've probably even done a little bit of groundwork with the agent and whatnot. But the Tielemans one, so out of the blue, that there's absolutely no way he's not discussed that with somebody at the World Cup. And the only person that comes to my mind would be Tielemans saying it to Lamens, innit? It's got to be. But the thing is, though, what I will say, Villa absolutely fucked it, mate. Rodgers, Tielemans, Dino, and Cons are now gone.
And Watkins.
And Watkins, bro. What the fuck? They've just qualified for Champions League and sold half of their starting 11. 5 man. 5 man, and Watkins starts. Tielemans starts. Fucking Rodgers starts. Konza starts. Dino starts. What the fuck?
But the thing is, you know how bad it is as well. Yeah, you would say what they've sold there is arguably, and let's talk about Martinez might be moving on. That's arguably like the core of their team, innit, as well.
Yeah, man. What? Yeah. How can Villa now go into a champion? Like, obviously they've got Champions League. No one's expecting him to win that. But at the end of the day, that's extra fixtures. Like, how many group stage games is there in the Champions League now? It's like 8, innit?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so that's an extra 8 fixtures now that you've got. Bro, you've got fucking. If they sell Martinez as well, because they're trying to, you know what I mean? Well,
they got Suzuki, so.
Yeah, and they've been trying to offload Martinez for like 3 seasons now, so I guarantee he'll go, but. Obviously, they've got his replacement, and that Suzuki does look decent, so I'm not going to knock that too much. But going from the experience of Martinez, like for me personally, for the long term, you go Suzuki, but for the right now, I'd go Martinez.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially so what they've lost as well.
Yeah, man. Especially like if you've lost half your fucking defense, yeah, you need that experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's gonna be key. But knowing that he'll go as well, that's 6 out of 11 that last season would have been, if you put together Villa's strongest team, they'd have all been in the team. I
No,
don't
you're
know if
right, man.
Emery's gonna stick around too long, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
I think he might be looking at kind of like a Eddie Howe at fucking Newcastle, like, bro, what, you've just destroyed the project.
Mm.
You know what I mean? At least Newcastle, it seems like everyone's like, you know what, this project's failed. Look at where they finished. Fucking let's cash out. Let's make as much as we can do and get the fuck out of here, innit? But with fucking Villa, it's like they've had a project going on for a nice little period now, and it looked like it was getting them somewhere, and they were actually fucking doing well, surprising teams. Now, fuck, you know, we might have to reassess this who's like the surprise of the season. I think the surprise of the season might be fucking Villa finishing bottom half of the table.
The thing is, I like Unai Emery. I think Unai Emery, he'll be the determining factor, I believe.
But do you think he sticks around? Do you think he'd be happy knowing that he's lost Watkins, Rodgers? Like, obviously, yeah, he got a decent fee for Rodgers. You got fucking peanuts for Tielemans. What's Konza gone for? 40, 50?
Konza went for 51. I think the Konza one, yeah. So to me, it shows a lack of ambition. That's what I see. Unless they're going to be bringing in someone that's better than Konza, I don't believe. And the thing is, I don't know if they're in PSR financial difficulties either, yeah. But for me, I don't really understand why they've allowed Konza to go. Really, Konza was their best defender, and it's different if they're selling him for about 80 mil, but they sold him for 51. And who are they going to go and get him replaced?
So I'm saying for 50, like, let's say, because you don't want to sell a player and spend that exact same amount. So let's say 50 mil for a centre back to replace Konza.
Yeah,
I can't see them doing it. Dino have a release clause of like 14 million.
14 million or something. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. How do you replace these like Tielemans? You can't replace for 35 mil. You can't replace Dino for 14 mil.
Well, the thing is, they've got that Ruggeri from Atletico Madrid that replaced him, innit? Because you got him and Matson. The thing is, I like Matson as well. I would take Matson at United.
Matson's decent, but again, like for me, I don't think it's a sufficient replacement. Like Matson, cool, but having Matson and Dino, that's real squad depth. That's what you need if you're gonna be trying to compete for things. You're in 4 competitions this season. You know what I mean? You need that real squad depth. You don't want to be taking risks with man that are new to the league. And bear in mind, anyone that comes from Serie A, bro, it's not like signing fucking Di Canio from Serie A or fucking Zola from Serie A. Like, it's different now. Serie A is just Serie A in name. It's that's where man like Mkhitaryan go to retire. Modric is over there playing at what, 40, 41. You know what I'm saying? Bro, it's not the same no more. So to sign a player from the Serie A, look, let's be totally honest. Like, obviously Xerxes not really been given the time that he needs and shit, but he struggled. Højlund fucking massively flopped. Fucking, it's not a coincidence.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Slower pace league, isn't it? I can't tell you I can't tell you a player in the modern era that's come from Italy that's done actually well. Matteo Darmian.
Tonali is the only one for me.
Tonali, yeah. But again, if you look at why Tonali's done well, it's not really a rocket science. Tonali is very tenacious, and his tenacity works in the league that has that. So that's why. If Tonali was a, an Andrea Pirlo, let's say, in terms of, just very patient, very measured on the ball, he might have struggled as well. It's only because he's tenacious and he can get around the pitch. That's all it is, really. You know what I mean? But listen, let's get on to this anyway, yeah, because again, I had my say yesterday with TMJ about Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, you know, and again, you know, he had his reasons for, you know, for his support of Bruno, you know, and again, I just gave him my side of the coin, you know, in terms of um why I think Bruno's a hindrance to this team, you know. So anyone think Bruno will break his own assist record? Again, no, yeah. And the way he break his own assist record, like some statement, yeah. Listen, Bruno won't break the assist record, you know. And for me, like I'm hearing that United want to offer him 400 grand a week. This can't happen. It just can't happen. Like, I like to hope, yeah, that this is just rumors and Ineos come to their senses, because to be given a guy that's going to be, what, 32, doesn't fit into the way that we want to play now. Offering him a new contract, for me, it's just a sign of mediocrity. And for me, it stinks of this club are just not learning. I think the signings that we've made, things that the club has done this season, since Ineos has done since they've come here, for me, I don't understand why they're going to try and reward this guy. And there's been talk about Galatasaray wanting to double his wages. Again, I don't think that's true. I just think what's happened there is that Bruno's using the noise to try and get a new contract. Now, for me, how many contracts do you want to keep giving this guy? That's the first thing, yeah. I said I've had my say on Bruno yesterday, so I'm not going to go too much onto it, yeah. But Fitz, to answer this question, yeah, and what do you think the future holds with Man United and Bruno Fernandes moving forward?
Well, I personally, I can't see us selling him with 2 weeks left in the window. I feel like he's definitely going to get some sort of extension at this point. And I know Jeremy was in the chat yesterday saying about, I reckon he's going to get an extension, so we sell him next summer. But for me, we missed the boat. We missed the boat with that 100 mil bid. We should have accepted it and told Bruno, look, we need that money. You're going to have to go. Okay, it was around the same time that they just fucking axed a bunch of jobs and bare people lost the jobs and that. So for me, fucking, we should have took that opportunity and fucking tried to start the rebuild properly, knowing that, look, that would have been 100 mil that we could have straight reinvested. You know what I mean? But obviously now, because, like, look, he just had a release clause expire, yeah? The release clause was what? 57 mil?
57 mil, yeah.
Yeah? Is that in pounds or euros?
I think that's pounds, you know? I think that's pounds.
Right, so this talk that Galatasaray is coming with a 50 million bid, like, the week after it expired, is bullshit.
bro, it's nonsense. That's what it is.
It's bullshit. It's clearly not like the truth. It's clearly some kind of fucking spin, and I reckon it's literally like, I think the club wants to extend, and I think they're kind of held to ransom by it, because they're gonna have to give him the wage that he wants to get him to sign the paper. Otherwise, he leaves on a free next summer. You know what I mean? Or we've got to try and offer him about for a bargain, and then we look like mugs. So we're basically backed into a corner with this Bruno shit, because when we had the opportunity to grab 100 mil for him and tell him, like, look, if you really do love this club and love the fans, then fucking take the money now, because we need the money to reinvest and start building again. The fact that we didn't do that, yeah, I feel like now we're kind of doomed to keep him. And I know there's a lot of Bruno fans, and don't get it wrong, I don't hate Bruno. I've said it lots of times. You see, as soon as he broke that assist record, go back and watch that last game of the season. The second he got that assist, his whole style of play changed.
Yep.
He wasn't just constantly trying to get the assist anymore. He was playing ball. And I even came on stream and said, yo, if that's the Bruno we get now, keep him. Because he can do a very big fucking job for us. But if it's gonna go back to this hoofball shit to just get the numbers up, like I'm not here for it. Like if he's gonna play like he did in that last game after that assist, bro, keep him, sign him. Don't give him 400 fucking grand a week, because this is why you can't sell Rashford now. You know what I mean? Fucking learn from your mistakes and tell him, look, you've seen we've axed so many jobs. You've seen we're looking in the bargain bin for fucking transfers. You're gonna have to take either the exact same or you're gonna have to take a slight cut. You know what I mean? I can't see him wanting to take a cut, because now at his age, yeah, these are the last big contracts he's getting. So he needs to make the most of it. If we can just extend for 2 seasons on the exact same money, but we get the Bruno that I saw in that fucking last game of the season, I'm all right with that. And then if we can get something for him next season, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, all right, cool, you get me? Like, but I can't see it happening. I can genuinely see it being a case of he's gonna be at United for fucking ages, and we're gonna do the whole shit where like Maguire. Remember, Maguire used to start every single game, and now he's more the leader that steps in for the big games when it, you know what I mean? Like that's gonna be Bruno.
Bro, but let me ask you this, yeah, because I did mention this to TMJ, yeah. As it stands right now, yeah, because it's very obvious, yeah, that we want to go in a different way of playing, yeah. What would you say right now that Bruno Fernandes gives Manchester United?
Well, to be fair, nothing that's irreplaceable, if I'm being totally honest.
But what's his standout that you think everyone would say?
Everyone would say that his creativity, his vision, and that. But for me, it's if you've got a certain amount of quality around you, you can just knock it long, and someone's gonna get on the end of that. You put it in the right area.
But the reason I asked this question, yeah, is because everyone's gonna say he's got GA, yeah. Now, bearing in mind yesterday, yeah, his GA is what is keeping him in conversations. Because for me, he's not a leader, yeah, and he's not someone that you can say has led us to any trophies. That's a fact, yeah. So he's always going to come back to the GA, yeah. Now, what I mentioned to TMJ yesterday is that we have got a front line that can basically get his average GA. Because Bruno Fernandes in the Premier League averages 10 goals and 10 assists a season. Yeah. Matthias Cunha averages 12 goals and 5 assists. Brian Mbeumo averages 12 goals and 7 assists a season. Yeah. That's your Bruno numbers replaced there and then. Yeah. That's Bruno's numbers replaced on average. Yeah. I'm not making this up. This is what Bruno averages a season, 10 goals, 10 assists. So if you've got 2 players, and that's not even mentioning Sesko, Rashford, Amad Diallo, who should get more, Xerxes, who should increase as well, you've replaced Bruno's numbers. Yeah? Now, my point to you is, if you're taking out... If you're taking out...
I was just going to say, like, fucking, like, you see, if you took Bruno out of that team, and Mbeumo, like if you took Bruno out of the team last season, yeah, considering he averages 10 goals, 10 assists, that's 20 GA, yeah, and then we brought in Mbeumo, and Mbeumo averages what, 12 and 7.
So again, because people are missing the point, yeah, because someone's saying, when did Cunha get 10 assists? I didn't say that. So Matthias Cunha, on average, he averages 12 goals and 7 assists a season. That's on average. Right. And Brian Mbeumo averages 12 goals and 7 assists. Bruno Fernandes averages 10 goals and 10 assists a season. Yeah. So my point to you is, yeah, if Bruno Fernandes is being held up in high regard because of his numbers, you've got two players there that will get the numbers and more from what he's offering. That's a fact. Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Can be replaced.
Even just putting the GA together, that's 20 for Bruno, 19 for Cunha, and 19 for Mbumo. So if we'd have sold him last season when we brought in Cunha and Mbumo, we brought in double the numbers that same window.
Yeah, so
you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. So his numbers are replaced by two players, but that's not even including Sesko, Ahmad, Rashford.
His numbers are doubled. His numbers are doubled by two players. Yeah. You put them two together, it's basically like you like fucking 2 or 3 off the fucking, you know what I mean, off double. So
so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If people are living by the fact that he gets GA, yeah, his numbers can be replaced easy on average. Yeah, so this is why I always say the main thing that people look at is his GA. Now, the way that Man United are trying to play in that midfield, whether people like it or not, yeah, he doesn't figure. And he doesn't figure, yeah, because he's not good enough on the ball, especially in the areas where United need him if he's going to be playing as the number 10. And as I mentioned to TMJ yesterday, yeah, the sign of Yuri Tillemans, yeah, Yuri Tillemans can play with Bruno because Yuri Tillemans is intelligent, yeah. But the Yuri Tillemans signing, it makes it uncomfortable for Bruno in that sense because Yuri Tillemans can play where Bruno plays, yeah. So can Kobe Mainu, and you've got two players in Kobe and Yuri Tillemans. They might not get the numbers of Bruno, but what they'll do is play their part in making the midfield more cohesive. So my point to you is you take Bruno out and you build your midfield better, and you've got front players that will get goals that will take out from what Bruno's doing. You don't need a Bruno Fernandes in that sense. And again, that might be hard for people to understand, yeah? But if you're saying that the one thing that Bruno does for Man United and he's in the team for doing in GA, his GA can be replaced. It can be replaced on average, yeah? And then just down to this comment here as well. He's created the most chances in the Prem for 5 years in a row. So tell me why you think he won't break it. And again, you see comments like this, yeah? It's a lack of education. It's a lack of education. I'll tell you why it's a lack of education, yeah? You have to factor in, this is the guy that takes every set piece, more or less. If you're taking every set piece, you shouldn't be surprised, yeah, if your chances created is high. Because I've already told you how chances created are counted in this era of football. You know, I've said it so many times, and it's like people not understanding or it's going over their head. Chances created in this era of football, the fact that Bruno takes more or less every set piece as well, his numbers will be high because no matter how he puts the ball in, if a Man United player gets their head or their foot to the ball, is counted as a chance created, no matter how bad the ball is. Not to mention, he takes every set piece. So when people are saying he's got the most chances in the Prem, why don't we count how many chances he's creating, yeah, from open play, and what are these chances that he's creating? This is the argument. Is he creating chances where, you know, it's a first time finish for the striker? Is he doing that? So again, we need to get to the bottom of what are these chances created, because the majority of these chances being created are probably coming from set pieces. So again, it's not a true reflection of the chance created stat.
To be fair, I see all that shit myself, innit? Like last season we was going through it quite a lot. For me, I've got a bit of a different approach. Like the reason why I think he's not gonna break it is because last season when he got to the point that he did, where it looked like, oh shit, there's a chance. Media, fucking pundits, everyone got behind this. Oh, Bruno could break the record, and I've said it before. Like, there's a few reasons why they want Bruno to look like an incredible player stats wise. They'll miss out the fact of how much lost possession and all the rest of it, and they'll just talk about chances created. And as you're saying, they get inflated with set pieces. And again, with the whole philosophy of long ball, just hoof ball, you know what I mean? Like, it all adds up in these chances created, even though they might not be the best chance. You know what I mean? So for me, the reason why he's not going to break it is because last season it was almost like, if you bear in mind, go back, that last assist, technically I don't think it should have been like, but if you go in by the rule book, and like, I don't think that was actually an assist, because the keeper got a hand to it, it hit the bar, and then it fucking ended up going in. And I think if it hits the bar, it's like the assist is essentially removed from it. I'm not too sure. I'll have to double check it for the next United Uncensored. I'll make sure I've got that there. But I'm pretty certain like they really wanted Bruno to do it for the fact of it makes the modern game look good. No one comes close to these records. That's why, like, so even like Haaland getting the first to 50, like realistically, the only reason he did that was because he had like 11 penalties in the mix. He wouldn't have beat Andy Cole to 50 if it weren't for that. But this is what I'm saying. Without these modern day records, like, it's there on paper for people to see that the game has declined clearly. So they really need these men to get numbers up. And that, like, with VAR and everything else involved, like, there shouldn't be a reason why something that's technically, is that an assist? Should that be classed as an assist? Like, it's almost as and when they choose. I remember being on a stream talking to Gav. I had a bet. I can't remember what the match was, but let's say it was United, yeah. The bet was Cunha to assist and fucking Bruno to score. And Cunha got fouled in the box. It went to a penalty. Bruno scored, and my bet came through because Cunha got credited with an assist for being fouled. Like, surely that's not right. You know what I mean? Surely that's stat padding at its finest at this point. But like I say, they need these stats to look good, and for modern players to come into the mix amongst them legendary names, because now it looks like the game is still of that standard, at least, if not getting better.
Yeah.
But let's be clear, Gav did do a series of shorts where he went through all the assists and shown the assists on screen as he was talking about it and explaining whether it should be an assist or not. Like, technically, obviously, I think there was about 7 that was classed as like not really, they shouldn't have been assists. So he wouldn't have broke the record if it weren't for that. Let's be clear, if he was playing in the same era that Henry was, played exact same games, the exact same fucking incidents on the field, all that shit, Bruno would not have been credited with at least 6 of them. He wouldn't have even come close to Henry, technically. You know what I mean? Because back then they didn't just do it as the last person to touch the ball before the goal was scored. That it was always, if it's on a plate. You know what I mean? If Beckham whipped in a cross and someone needed 2 or 3 touches to fucking take the shot, Beckham didn't get the assist for that.
There you go. There you go.
You know what I mean? If that's how, if we go back retroactively and start looking at every Beckham game for United and started looking at every time he whipped in a ball or played a ball and was the last person before someone bagged, his stats would be out of the fucking roof, bro. Insane. But this modern era, this Opta-stat shit, it's all because they need to find ways to make it look like the league's the best. One thing that pissed me off, check this one. Remember when everyone was talking about no one beat fucking Van Dijk for a whole season in a duel?
Oh, take-ons, yeah.
Bro, I went back because I was like, I guarantee someone like, and big up, I used to wear the same shirt, big man like Steve Bruce. I was looking for the stats, yeah. Bro, Steve Bruce's era, you don't even know exact amount of games he played. That's how little they cared about stats back then, bro. I'm looking for Jules. bro, it wasn't even a fucking thing when he was playing for United. You know what I mean? Because they didn't need it, because you could see these are fucking quality centre-backs, world-class centre-backs. You know what I mean? Nowadays, they've got to track every little fucking bit of information so they can highlight, oh, look, this is why this player is so good. Like, bro, let's look at every other stat. Like, I guarantee if you go through all the other stats, you're going to find some shit where you're like, wait, what the fuck? Because I'm constantly checking up on shit and fact checking things, and it's like, well, I'm always being surprised by certain things. Even players that I rate very highly, I'll look at something and be like, the fuck? R9 never won a Champions League? What the fuck? That's baffling. You know what I'm saying? But it's one of them. For me, Bruno, it was kind of pushed to break that assist because everybody kind of needed it. The league needed it, all that shit. This season, I don't think it's going to go the same way. I think Bruno.
Just quickly to touch on a couple of things you just said now, yeah. To reiterate on that, yeah. So the problem that we're having as well, yeah, is that with someone like Bruno Fernandes, you've got fans out there. They're not even interested in things like what we're saying. Because I remember I had someone on Twitter tell me they don't give a damn how it's coming. You know what I'm trying to say? So their thing is they don't care if Bruno plays the ball to someone and takes it round two players and they score. As far as they're concerned, they've been told that Bruno's got the assists and that's enough for them. And there's fans out there like that, yeah, which is dangerous, really, yeah. Now, what I would say to Bruno fans, yeah, the very fact that he takes all these set pieces, because this seems to get ignored, yeah. And the reason why I keep talking about the set pieces is because if you have someone that can share the load of the set pieces, you will find out very quickly that a lot of the stats that he gets, you realize that they're not real stats. Now, for instance, yeah, you've got Yuri Tillemans now at Manchester United. Yuri Tillemans can take a set piece, a corner, a free kick, and he's a good penalty taker as well. Could you imagine if Bruno had to share the responsibility with Yuri Tillemans, how Bruno's numbers will be looking? And Bruno's not going to do that because Bruno is relevant for a lot of fans because of GA. So what's happening now, yeah, is that he knows he can hide behind the GA because it gets him out of situations if he has a poor game. Because I know it's pre-season, yeah, but you can clearly look at the fact that since he started in pre-season for United, I think he's had a couple of games off the bench and he's had one start. Yeah, really and truly, all he's got to show for pre-season is one assist against who was it? AC Milan from a corner, another set piece. But he's missed 2 penalties, which people don't want to talk about. And again, people will say it's only pre-season, yeah. But ask yourself this question: should he be on the set pieces just solely, or should we at least, let Yuri Tillemans? Because Yuri Tillemans can take a set piece as good as Bruno, if not better. So why do you think Bruno is going to share the load with Yuri Tillemans? I guarantee he won't. And this is the problem. So as long as Bruno's on everything, we shouldn't really be surprised that he gets numbers. But it's not even about that, yeah. It's we're going in a way which doesn't suit how Bruno plays. You know what I'm trying to say? So my thing is, Man United's best midfield, I want Man United to play a 3. We've got a 3 in midfield. That'll be better than playing Bruno Fernandes as a number 10. Because I've always said this, yeah. If Bruno was to play a bit more conservative, I'm fine with that. But then what will happen is that his numbers will reduce because he cannot be playing as a support striker and just doing what he wants. If he has to play as a conventional midfield player, like he should be, all of a sudden, he might be better for the team, but his numbers are going to reduce. And this is what I'm trying to say. If fans out there are more interested in Bruno's numbers, yeah, to me, it's a problem. It's a massive problem. So again, Man United offering him a new contract, I don't really understand that because the guy is going to be 32, or he might be 32 now, and what's the long-term plan? Because if we've got Santoff, we've got Tillemans, we've got Kobe, Baleba's coming through. Why do you need to offer him a new contract? For what reason? Because what's the long-term future? The long-term future is not Bruno Fernandes. So why give him more money? Man United missed the chance to get rid of him when they should have forced him out last summer. We're not going to be getting that kind of money for him again. So offer him a new contract doesn't make any sense to me. You know, and it's a sign of United getting back. That happens.
This is the thing. If any of us were to say, you know what, we turned down 100 mil for you. You fucking the fans love you. Fucking we're just gonna let you run down this contract and do a Mo Salah.
Yeah,
you get me. For me, that's gonna take bollocks. That's gonna be an actual statement. If they come out and say we're not gonna renew, we're gonna let him go at the end of the season. It's been a fantastic servant. We wish him the best in his future. You know what I mean? And because everyone knew this was Salah's last season, so the fact them Liverpool fans got to fucking see him off the way they wanted to. You know what I mean? It's not sprung on them last minute. It's letting everybody know. And then all the Bruno fans have got the opportunity to appreciate Bruno for the one more season. People that are on our side of things, because I do see a lot more people in the chat as well over the last few months saying like Bruno needs to go now. It's you know what I mean? I feel like it's that could be the best and biggest statement that we could make as a club. Look, fucking, it's bullshit about Galatasaray. I don't think no one's coming in for him, because if they were, you're gonna come in for 57 mil. Even Saudi clubs didn't come in for 57 mil when it was willing 12 months ago to pay 100. There's a reason for this. You know what I mean? So and I'm not saying it's because he's shit. I'm saying it's because of age, wages, all that shit. You know what I mean? So it's a case of, well, look, Sancho, same reason we couldn't offload Sancho was he had stupid wages that people weren't willing to pay. You've got to leave him to go on a free agent thing. It's simple. But if we was to do that and actually announce it from early, this is what we're doing, I'd actually respect that a lot more than anything else. Because if they sign a contract and fucking give him stupid money, I'll lose massive respect for the club. Especially considering we've been fucking talking about wages being too high. And this is what, bro, why if you're going to go and pay Bruno 400k a week, why the fuck didn't you just renew with Casemiro 12 months ago before he even had an idea of leaving? You know what I mean? Age and money is a reason you're going to let Casemiro go. A man that's won 5 Champions League.
A lot of these fans hold Bruno in higher regard than Casemiro. That's the problem. So remember there's fans out there saying that Casemiro's legs are gone, and all of a sudden Ruben Amorim gets replaced, Eric Ten Hag gets replaced, Casemiro under Carrick's looking very good. Who would have thought? You know what I'm trying to say? So again, people just rate Bruno highly. Like he is probably, I will go as far and say, even over Ronaldo, these fans rate him the highest that I've ever seen. And he's delivered the least.
No, I hear it.
You know, and what something that I never understand is that we're always told that this player is amongst the best players in the world. Yeah. When people say, "Oh, you know, who's the best 10 in the world?" it always comes back to Bruno Fernandes. Yeah. Why has no top team ever come in for him? Just let me know. Why has no top team ever come in for him? That's the question that no one wants to answer from Bruno fans. Why has no top team ever been in for him if he's meant to be the best in the world? That is it.
Best he's ever had is like a few rumors at one point about fucking Real, and then obviously since then nothing. Yeah. You don't hear it linked with buying.
Again, rumors generated by an agent.
This is what I'm saying.
That's the question that I want to know. Yeah, for all this supposed hype that he gets, and he's meant to be, you know, He's meant to be the best 10 in the world, etc. You know, best player in the Premier League. Why has no top team ever come in for him? And again, I don't want to hear about wage, nothing like that, because if there's top teams out there and they genuinely wanted a player that's regarded as the best in the world, you just put the money down. No one's ever done that. Not even. So forget your Barca, Madrids, your Bayern Munichs. You know, not even teams like obviously PSG in there as well. You know, not even like teams like Borussia Dortmund have ever come in for him. Yeah. Why is that? If he's meant to be the best in the world, you know what I mean? Could it just be he's only rated like he's rated in the Premier League? Could it just be that?
It could be, but this is the thing for me. I'm hoping that obviously he's gonna stay on set pieces, you know that, because that's how he's gonna get his numbers and still like look like he's one of the best players in the league. But I'm hoping that his actual open play, I'm hoping that that's gonna change now. I'm hoping because obviously
in terms of what,
instead of playing hoofball, I'm hoping that he's actually going to, because like I say, that last game of the season, once he got that last assist, bro, some of his passes were fucking quality, but it's because now he's just playing football. He wasn't playing for the numbers anymore. He didn't care if he got another assist at that point. He'd done it. He knew he had the record, and he just played ball, bro. And I can't take it away from him. He is a good footballer when he's actually playing for the team, but that's the problem for me. A lot of the time, he doesn't, and it doesn't take away from the quality of the player. I can still like someone as a player, but just not like the way that they're playing. I know certain men are outstanding in certain like setups, essentially. You know what I mean? Like you can see, like look, Hazard at Chelsea. And then when he went to Real Madrid, and it's a total different ball game. Like it's not at Madrid. I swear he was under Jose, weren't he? So it's like it'd have been very fucking like manager controls absolutely everything. Then you get to Real Madrid, and the manager's like, just get out there and work it out. Cause that's always been essentially Real Madrid's fucking philosophy with Galacticos, and it was at that point. Now might be changing a bit because obviously Jose is going back and talking about tightening the belt and all that. So, but if anyone that's seen that Jose documentary, when he first got there, first thing he said, Casillas come to chat to him 3 times. Once for more holidays, once to push training back an hour because of traffic, and what was the third one? Now the third one was something daft as well. And he's like, "Yo, these men are spoiled." And that's the truth. That's the way that it's always been at Madrid. And that's why you're going to fucking, like, if you're Hazard and you need someone to keep over you and keep on you to make sure that you're doing things right, you go to a Real Madrid where you just like, yeah, left to your own devices, we know your quality. Yeah, 2 different players. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like I say, certain players just walk into any team and are outstanding. That's just a different level in class. I can appreciate Bruno for what he is when he's playing the right way. And don't get me wrong, you do see glimpses of it. But last season specifically, fucking, he drove me insane because he was just desperate to get the number. And like people had goal scoring opportunities basically in front of them, and they'd look for the pass to Bruno so he could pass it someone else. It's like, just take the shot. The whole team was playing for him and that record, and it irritated the fuck out of me. Like I say, fucking, I can't remember who it was that bagged, but someone bagged. I think it might have been Dorgu. Dorgu bagged, and everyone ran to fucking Bruno to celebrate. Like, Dorgu was stood alone. Dorgu had to run over to the crowd to get involved. Like, what the fuck is going on? But again, like I say, fucking this season, I'm hoping now that he's got that record, he's kind of cemented his legacy. Hopefully, he's gonna just do the right thing for the club now. and hopefully he
But
sees that.
the problem is though, yeah, when you're saying that you're hoping that he does the right thing in terms of not trying to chase a record, yeah, this is part of the problem. What I'm saying, yeah, if even if Bruno wants to play, wants to play more for the team, yeah. Currently,
Yeah.
what Eric's trying to do in midfield, Bruno's not capable of doing that. And if you look at Santos, Tillemans, and Kobe, they can all do, what Carrick wants from them in the midfield. Bruno can't do that. So my point to you is, yeah, if Bruno has to play simple, and do what Carrick wants him to do, there's going to be a trade-off because you've got 3 players that can do better than what he does. And naturally, even if he does play a bit more conservative, he's going to lose out on his numbers. That's part of the problem. So this is what I mentioned to TMJ yesterday. If Man United want to play counter-attack football, again, Bruno's going to look good because Bruno can play, the balls over the top. He can be careless in possession. But if we want to dominate games, you cannot have a player like him play in the way that he does. Not to mention, we've got other players in the midfield that are more capable of keeping the ball than what he does. Because Bruno's not good on the half turn. He's not good in tight spaces. He needs to be facing the game, yeah, and where there's more space. When there's space, this is where Bruno comes alive. But the problem is, the way that we're looking to play, he doesn't figure into it. And that's what I'm trying to say to you. That's why I don't understand the new contract. And again, his numbers will reduce if he has to play the way that Carrick wants to play. But again, there's players there that can do better than what he does. That's my point. So, realistically, he doesn't really have a place in this new Man United, what Man United want to do. And this is why it's going to come down to really Carrick and Ineos to say that, right, because, you can't have him on the highest wage on the bench. I understand that. But then what that's telling me, is that we're still going to be playing for Bruno. And that's going to ultimately amount to nothing. This is part of the problem. So if Carrick wants to play possession-based football, it's either going to be Bruno plays elsewhere or is on the bench, or he gets sold. It's that simple. But we're not going to be dominating games. The point I'm making, basically, we're not dominating games with Bruno Fernandes in the midfield. It's that simple. We're not. It's impossible. You know what I'm trying to say to you? It's impossible with how he wants to play. And Bruno's 32 years of age. He ain't going to change up his game now. It's too late for all that. So this is part of the problem, man. I can just see it. If he does stay, he's going to be playing the same way that he plays. But yet, we're not going to be dominating games. Against Hull City and teams like that, yes, we are going to be dominating games because we're playing against newly promoted teams. But against the better teams, having him in midfield, we're not going to dominate games. I'm telling you this now. It's been happening. It's been seen for too long. So,
but it's the thing, though, bro. Like it's there's a running theme. You see the kind of players that don't chase any kind of record or whatever. They end up getting flack for being fucking lazy or arrogant or whatever. Like you look at like Hazard, you look at Neymar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the players that chase records, these man get held in high regard. Like Cristiano, my man's fucking. I think he's like 20 something goals away from that 1,000 goals.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And so he knows this season he's going hard to get them goals. You know what I'm saying? And everything's gonna be centered to get the ball to as many times as possible. Just watch at the end of the season how many shots he's taken. It'll be crazy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be at the detriment of the club, obviously. You know what I mean? But people will only see the fact that he scored 100 goals at 4 different clubs. He's scored 1,000 goals professionally. Bro, it's been a detriment in certain seasons, though. You know what I mean? Like, not every season has he lifted a trophy. I know he's won a lot. He's been very successful, had a very good career, but he has been very selfish. And like, look, when he came in, Benzema had to change up. You know what I mean? Everyone has to adapt around Cristiano because everyone knows what it's going to be. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's the same thing essentially with Bruno. And I think that'll be a massive deterrent for a lot of big clubs because he's not of the same quality as Cristiano Ronaldo. You know what I mean? So like you'll put up with that shit because he is the type of player that can win you games just on a whim. You know what I mean? And Cristiano did that for years. Bruno, like, people are saying he's got that in him, but has he? Because I remember like you pointing out that Newcastle game last December. Okay, I think he either scored or assist, but he also gave away the penalty and gave away the ball for the second, and we lost 2-1. So who gives a fuck about his assist? You know what I mean? Everyone was like, "Oh, another assist, closer to the record." Like, yo, chill out. We lost the game. Why are you celebrating with us losing? It doesn't make sense. And that's the thing. Like, I've seen fucking interviews with players where they're saying, "Yeah, we won matches," and we'll come in the locker room and man are upset because they didn't score. That, you know what I mean, about Cristiano. You know for a fact it's the same with Bruno. We could win a game 1-0 that we needed to win. If Bruno didn't get the goal or the assist, you really think he's celebrating in the locker room? Because I'm not sure. Not last season anyway. This season, I'm hoping it's all changed because I'm hoping he sees it as I've cemented my legacy here now, kind of thing. Now let's try to actually win a trophy and let's help Carrick do his, like, you know what I mean, actually become the leader that fucking a captain's meant to be. You know what I mean? Be the guy that's there to help the manager. And if you know he wants to play possession-based football and that's not really your style, make it your last season. Try and help us to something in your last season. Do it the right way now, you know what I mean? Instead of just thinking numbers. But it might just be wishful thinking from me, innit? Obviously, fucking hell.
But bro, but you know what? To close that out, this Bruno combo, I would have no problem if Bruno Fernandes, let's say, for instance, if Bruno stayed, but Bruno was playing more of a supporting role in terms of helping the younger players come through, you know, not playing every game, you know, and didn't play for himself. I would have no problem. The facts are, he's never done that because from the minute that he walked through the door, it's always been about Bruno Fernandes and him having the freedom of Old Trafford. So my thing is, I would have no problem him staying if he was to play a backup role. He's not going to do that. So my thing is, as long as he's here, it's going to be the Bruno show. And I'm bored of it, personally. I'm bored of it.
100%.
When it's leading to nothing as well.
But that's the thing, though. Like, obviously, I know he's never done it. So why would he start now? But like I say, with the fact of, he's not getting no younger. Yes, his contract's due to expire. And realistically, this is your last chance to really try and go for it and do something. Like, I've said it like before the season even ended. And I'm like, right, Champions League, fucking FA Cup, Carabao. I'm seeing it as Carrick needs to be like going off Fergie's blueprint, essentially. Like, Carabao Cup, put out the kids. Shea Lacey, JJ Gabriel, all these man, get out there. Have fun. Fletcher boys, get out there. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter. Fuck it. This is just for experience for you, to get you out in front of crowds. Then, I personally feel like fucking we should pretty much do the same with the FA Cup. Because to me, the FA Cup, it's something if you like one of the like mid-table clubs, you know what I mean, that don't really win stuff. But at United, an FA Cup really only means something if it's part of a double. You know what I mean? So fuck the FA Cup off. Champions League, literally treat it as we just want to get through to the next round for that money that comes with that. Yeah. After that, don't take it serious. If there's a league game that we need to win, fuck it. The kids can go out for that if necessary. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's lost its prestige, isn't it? That's what it is.
yeah, like realistically, for me, we need to like the Champions League. We're not ready for that. We can't be trying to compete for that, but we need the money that comes with qualifying to that next round out of the group. So as long as we can do that, then after that, Carrick needs to be seeing it as right. It doesn't matter if we go out in this next round. Just, you know what I mean? We've got that money secured. Fuck it. Bam, move on. League is the most important. And if he puts everything into the league, I feel like, yeah, there is an opportunity. Like I said, everyone's starting from scratch. This is the opportunity for Manchester United to really try and compete for the league. Arsenal fans will be laughing about it, but I know for a fact if we get the priorities right, and it's not a case of how we're going to rotate the squad. Fuck that Carabao Cup, shall I say, FA Cup, let the kids run wild. Champions League, treat it like, yes, we do want to get through to the fucking next round, but it doesn't matter where we qualify. As long as we qualify for the next round, fuck it, we've got that money secured.
Yeah.
Move on from that. After that, because your last group stage match is like January, innit? So after that, fuck it. That's where you go ham in the league. This is like main priority throughout the whole first half of the season anyway, has been that. Obviously, you might take a risk or a gamble or whatever. Like, if you know I need to win this fucking Champions League match to make sure we qualify, all right, cool. Sacrifice a 1-2 game if you need to. But the league needs to be the only fucking thought in Carrick's mind. And if he can do that, and he like I say, if he fucking throws the kids out for the FA Cup and Carabao and that, I can actually see a world where we can compete and could potentially fucking win the league, depending on, because I know City's going to crumble. It all really depends on how Arsenal move. If all this like wrestling in the box shit's actually gonna get stomped out, like they're saying, like Arsenal would have prepared, you know what I mean? So it just depends on what their new style is gonna be. Okay, you know they've got to have fucking developed something or another, you know what I mean? Like, they're very tactical. Arsenal are very tactical and strategic with shit, everything. So it just depends on what they've got up their sleeve, really, and how Chelsea fucking can get on. Because if Chelsea can hit the ground running at the start of this season, they are going to be a fucking serious problem in the league. God, they've got a very deep squad. Now they've got some real fucking experience there, real leadership behind the scenes. I feel like, yeah, the one game a season, we were saying if we had Carrick at the start of the season, we could have won that league. Why can't Xavi Alonso do that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's a true point, man. Yeah.
So,
True point.
yeah.
No, I hear you, man. But yeah, to close it out anyway, and guys, big up yourselves for coming through. How many players do you think we signed before the end of the window? How many more players?
Well, we counting Baleba as done. So that's,
I think the Baleba one gets done for me. I think it's just agreeing a fee with Brighton, but I think that will get done. Yeah.
All right. So I feel left back is fucking it's. We do want one because I feel like that's Shaw's replacement, because we're expecting Shaw to get injured and be out for most of the season anyway. You know what I mean? So I feel like a left back is a possibility. From the sounds of it, I saw something about that consortium behind the Newcastle takeover. They're all basically dropping out now, innit? And that's why I've got that theory that that's why they're cashing out. Like we were saying, Bruno G and Tonali in one window is never gonna happen. Fucking did though.
Yeah, I'm shocked with that. Yeah.
And Gordon at the same time. Like, bro, to me that looks like them man have said, we're out, let's cash out, take as much money as we can do, and then fucking sell it. You know what I mean? Because it's not like they're replacing with all this fucking money that they're getting. So, or if they are, it's not like they're replacing with fucking big numbers. So, yeah, I feel like fucking we could potentially go for Lewis Hall, because I reckon that it's not off the table. If them man are literally fucking selling up and trying to cash out, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? But like I say, if we're bringing in a left back, it's literally just because we know Dorgu's going to be there as backup, but we need somebody there to replace Shaw when he gets fucking injured, because without one game a week, he's bound to get injured. Everybody knows he can't do 2 games a week, but they'll try to, and something will go and he'll be out for 6 to 7 months. So yeah, I feel like maybe a left back. I don't think they're going to go for a striker. I think Carrick's going to stick with Sesko. And like I say, I think he's going to go more Xerxes in the middle and get fucking Mbumo back out on the right. I know obviously pre-season and that he's been playing as a striker a lot, but for me, he's still... Carrick knows that's not where he's best. You know what I mean? And as you said, Xerxes... Carrick is a player. Xerxes should be rated by Carrick. You know what I mean? Because the way Carrick played, he was very technical. He was good on the ball. Like there's a lot of traits that them two actually share. You know what I mean? So
quality's one of them.
Yeah. So I feel like Carrick's definitely gonna like Xerxes, but I think he's gonna be more protective of Xerxes though, because obviously, fans are already kind of on his case. They are kind of putting the feelers out, and if he's going to be there for a season, I feel like or at least one more season, Carrick's going to fucking, he's going to look after him. You know what I mean? I think he'll know what games he's going to fucking suit best, and Xerxes will be the main number 9. But I feel like Mbumo is going to spend a lot more time out on the right this season. So, in all other positions, we're pretty much we have got depth. Like I would have liked a replacement fucking centre back, just because, like I said, the Lit, Maguire, Martinez, they all get injured quite a lot. As good as they all are, and as much as I like them all, they do spend a lot of time fucking out of action. So it is kind of important to me that we replace that. Or bring in someone that's going to replace them when they do inevitably get fucking injured. But it's not going to happen at this point. I feel like we'll be lucky to even get another signing, because that's another thing. I don't think any of us really what I look like. Oh, it was a panic buy. Anything in the last week gets considered a panic buy. You know what I mean? So do you really? I can't see it unless, like I say, whilst we're wrapping up this Baleba deal, we hear something about we have agreed on something for either Lewis Skelly or fucking Hall. I don't think we're gonna get anything else.
Yeah.
Left back. Maybe.
No, to be fair, I think including Baleba, I think we get one more. I think that's what it'll be. And then again, it'll be 5 because if you're looking at Carl Darlow, so that'll be 5 signings. So even though I don't count Carl Darlow as a signing, really,
this one's they're trying to add these fucking youngsters. Like we got some kid Tyler something as well in it, and like they're trying to fucking act like he's a fucking signing. Huh?
What the Fletchers?
Nah. So we signed some kid. One sec. Let me just fucking
find out. Tynan Thompson.
That's the one. We signed my man in it, but I seen an article talking about United with fucking 5 signings already. I looked at it. Carl Darlow, Tyler fucking Thompson. I'm like, behave. What are we talking about here?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That they're not fucking signings. Like that doesn't count this season. Although
they got that guy from the boy from Leicester they're trying to get in who looks very good, to be fair. So again, them players are more for the future, innit? I don't expect any of them. Louis Page, I think them guys are not going to step into the first team. So I'm looking at Santos, I'm looking at Tillemans, Baleba, if he does sign, and probably one more. So yeah, man. So I'm looking
Tell
at
you
that.
what though, four signings this window realistically is fucking pathetic.
It is in the sense of what I expected, yeah. So
Considering how much work was to be done, considering let's tally it up. How much is the Baleba deal gonna be now?
So they reckon about 60 million plus 5, but it might be a bit more than that. I don't know yet, but they're saying
Right,
so 60 plus 5.
So let's say 65, yeah. So 65 plus 35 plus the 50, 150 mil, exactly what they wanted to spend on free midfield.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Bro, but they also said in that very same statement, and there's still money for other signings. If them other signings were these fucking youngsters that you're paying $1 million for and shit, took the piss. How dare you even say it? Just say you've got 150 mil for free midfielders, full stop. Don't say another word, and we'll all mentally prepare for we're just going to get 3 midfielders and we're only spending 150 mil. But the reason they don't do that is because if they'd have said that at that time, everyone would have kicked off. What you talking about? You're spending 150 mil. You know what I mean? But now, it's getting scarily close to the end of the window, and like I
the thing is, I'm more past the fact of I'm not even going to complain because I've been bored of it, and as I said, the Baleba one's going to happen, and we just have to wait and see. Come the shut of this window, what other business we do, man, and then you can kind of just react off of that, innit? Because best believe, man, if come the end of the window, if it's not sufficient, people are going to be complaining whatsoever. But I just want to see the main team that we go with and what we get in, and then we can judge from there, innit? Because as I say, man, it has been a bit tiring in terms of who we're going to sign, this and that. So listen, the business that's been done so far is positive. So let's see what happens, innit? But listen, I'm gonna wrap it up anyway, guys. But big up to yourselves for coming on every time. Big up to all the mods as usual. Big up to all the newcomers as well. And guys, listen, me and Fitz will be doing United Uncensored every Thursday. The normal time will be at 8 p.m. But again, we done it early today because obviously we're a bit free. But normal time will be 8 p.m. So it's literally going to be Manchester United talk. Whether it's games, transfers, signings. Games, signings, or just about the players, etc. So it's definitely going to be every Thursday at 8 p.m. And obviously, season starts Friday. So, guys, if you want to get your predictions in, every week we are going to be doing our score predictions, which is in the Discord. So, I'm sure Fitz has got the Discord link on him now. So, yeah, listen, if you want to join the Discord and get your predictions in every week, try and get them in before every Friday before 12 o'clock. Obviously, I've got my one in. A few others have got theirs in as well. So yeah, if you guys do want to be part of the Discord, then Fitz will drop the link in now or after the drink is finished. And you guys can get involved in that. Would be good. And as I said, listen, Premier League kicks off on Friday. Arsenal taking on Coventry City. And again, it's going to hopefully be a good season for United. And listen, there's going to be more structure for next week as well. So, as I said, Mondays 5 p.m. is going to be Northwest Divide. Fitz and Jonas, Liverpool fan, at 5 p.m. Tuesday or Wednesday will be myself and Clockenders, who's an Arsenal fan. Just waiting for him to get back to me on what day he can do the Tuesday or Wednesday. And then the other day will be Devil's Advocate, where I react to the talking points or anything controversial and give my take. Thursday, as I said, United Uncensored, myself and Fitz at 8 p.m. And then Saturday, we'll do our all-time 11 every other week at 1 o'clock. And then obviously there will be some other content coming your way as well, which will be on the members page, which will be doing some different skills and drills, etc. That will be going up on there. So there's going to be some good stuff. And in between that, guys, as well, there probably will be other people jumping on on the stream as well. Again, TMJ come on yesterday, so he'll definitely come back. And if there's any fans of any other club as well, and you want to discuss your team, then by all means, yeah, just let me know. We'll get a stream going as well. But yeah, other than that, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. If I don't speak to you, tomorrow I might react if there's any news dropping. As I say, from next week, it'll be more structured anyway. So you know exactly when and where I'm going to be at what time. So yeah. But as always, make sure, guys, you smash that like button, you sub to the channel, you go and follow Fitz on his socials, which is in the description. And yeah, we'll catch you guys for the next one, United Uncensored, next Thursday. And obviously, we'll catch you guys back on Saturday at 1 o'clock for the all-time 11. It's going to be Arsenal 95 to 03. What players get into that team? To be honest with you, it'll probably take 5 minutes, you know, but it is what it is. But yeah, Chris, anything you want to plug, bro?
Yeah, just what I'm gonna do with the prediction league in the Discord, I'm gonna put the Discord link in the community section. It's like, give me 5 minutes after this stream, and I'll throw it in there. And I've also got a separate link if you don't really want to join the Discord, but you want to do the predictions league. Like, I've got a website that we're all gonna input our predictions into every week. Obviously, if you miss one, obviously you're gonna slip down the table because it's not gonna stop because you paused, innit? But like I say, all the regulars, anyone that I've called out on this channel before, I want to see Mamba in there. I want to see fucking Dereless in there. I want to see Cricket in there. I want to see Exedra, TMJ, fucking Jeremy. Fucking Chris, you better get in there as well. That's why I'm even saying I'm going to throw the link in and not just the Discord, because I know Chris don't want to jump in the Discord. So I'm sending the link specifically for guys like you. Make sure you get involved, man.
Yeah. Guys, get involved, man. Be good. Be good. As I said, man. And there'll be something special at the end of the season that we'll do as well for the winner. So, so as I said, yeah, make sure you guys get involved, man. And as I say, like, the Discord is popping up, so if you don't want to be in that, that's your choice. But again, as Fitz said, he'll send the link separately anyway, community section. But guys, listen up, big up to yourselves each and every time. And listen, the league kicks off tomorrow. And listen, we go again. Let's see who's going to be the Premier League champion. I have to say, at this moment in time, as much as it pains me to say, you know, Arsenal at this moment in time are the slight favourites, only because, you know, they've got the team that's been together the longest consistently. And they have made some smart signings in Bruno Guimaraes and Ezri Konsa for me as well. Zolis looks okay as well. But listen, it's up to United. It's up to the other teams to try and put the pressure on and see what happens. So, listen, we'll be tuning in every week for that. So, yeah, as I said, big up to yourselves, guys. Look forward to this season starting. And yeah, we'll catch you guys for the next one. Big up. Big up, my guy.
Bless, bro. Easy.
Later, man. Later.